Then we just gonna start with vibes, say what your name is and your relationship status, and then we're gonna get directly into In My Bag. It's a game I play on the radio show. So we just gonna go in the bag. It's topics in there, pick whatever. We're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Right. I might have to call time on some topics, just because we only got a certain amount, but
Okay.
All right, so we rolling.
Fair.
Peace on Vibe 1, single.
I'm Fiona Capri. I'm single.
I'm Ashley Ferguson, government. I am in a relationship.
Okay, yes ma'am. I am P with a drip, also known as P365, also known as Paris, Jody's daughter. And I am outside. Yes ma'am. And sirs.
And sirs.
I love it so much.
I'm Alicia Lee, and I belong to this guy. Yes.
So I'm Brian Arnold, and then Ditto. I'm with her. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
We're
cute.
inside. Ain't that
We're
right?
inside.
All right. So we're gonna get into the game. In my bag. It's a bag right there. In her hand.
We're good. Oh, she got it.
Go inside the bag. Let's start with Brian.
Okay.
So we can just pass it down the way.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna go to the bottom of the bag.
Okay.
Don't feel for you knowing it's not your fault.
Hey, don't feel like my fault. All right. Am I supposed to just read this out loud?
Read it out loud, then we're gonna discuss it.
All right. Feeding yourself while servicing your partners. How do you balance it?
Okay.
Say
One
that
more
again.
time.
Right.
Feeding yourself, and I believe just
Your
pick
spirit.
that. Feeding
Your
your
inner
spirit
spirit.
and nourishing yourself
Okay.
while servicing your partner, or feeding or nourishing your partner. How do you do both at the same time? How do you balance it? Bang,
Oh,
bang.
my. I think you have to have. You don't have to be 100% finished. No one's 100% finished. But I
Right.
think you have to have a really good foundation of who you are, what you want, your purpose, before you can do any of the other stuff. If you don't know which way you're going, which way you're headed, how you respond to certain stimuli, then it doesn't matter how many relationship you're going to be in. You're always going to be looking for that person to feel you. But I think once you figure that part out, it's still holding true to yourself, your morals, your purpose. That'll kind of guide you. And you can still feed to your person when you get to know what it is that they need and how you can interject in their life, is my take on that.
I can absolutely agree. 1,000,000%. So the question was, or the idea is feeding yourself versus feeding the person that you're with.
For having the balance.
Or being able
That's what it
to
is, having
balance
balance,
the two things.
Yeah, because I don't think it should be a trade-off.
Yeah.
Trade-off, not at all. Not at all.
I feel like if you can't feed yourself first, then you shouldn't be feeding nobody else at all.
Yeah.
That's number one. Like,
Yeah.
which I think just goes to what you were
Yeah.
saying. Just I've heard somebody quote it: before I try to bring someone else into my circle, I gather up the missing pieces to my own soul. So in order to be able to, fully love somebody from a place that is a healthy love and not a codependency, or I need you to feel a void,
Yeah.
you have to be able to be whole first. You got to be able to be giving that stuff to yourself first.
And you know what? Honestly, I think that even when there are voids to be filled within people, I think that a person needs to get to the point where they can identify, what is this void that I'm missing?
Mm-hmm.
And what does this person give to me that helps me in this way? People are so, can we cuss?
Yeah, go ahead. Nice.
People are so fucking scared to say what they need and say what they want and say what they feel will help them in whatever part of their journey that they're in, that they are so, it's almost like everybody, this culture of I ain't feeling no voice. I ain't.
There's nothing wrong with me.
I ain't do it. I ain't do it. No, but you can.
Yeah.
But you can. Of course, it comes with a long line, a long rundown of who it is that you choose to be a part of that fulfilling of self and the other person together. But it's the balance comes with who you choose. And if they're with the shits, for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's like people are always changing and adapting and growing. So I feel like even if you do consider yourself to be whole, I know who I am, you're not going to be that person in 10 years. You're going to grow. You're going to change. Expectations might change. What interests you might change and things like that. So I think it's having that communication to express that and say like, okay, well, this is now what I need, or this is top of mind, or this is what's important, and making sure that you and your partner are in alignment on those things will help you to feel complete and feel like you're feeding yourself while also feeding the other person. But I'm single, so shit.
But I mean, but you got an idea.
I don't know.
Let's see your damn person.
I don't know.
Myself.
I just know I might change my mind tomorrow. Say no.
No, dead ass.
I guess like mine is like a combination of what they saying is that, or the way I put it is, or how the Bible puts it is your cup runneth over, right? So that means your cup has to be filled first
Absolutely.
before it can run over.
Yeah.
But part of that is once your cup can overflow and you fill up other people's cups with your love and your giving and the things, then that helps refill your cup. So as long as you are willing to give, then you will receive, and that's how that balance stays there.
That's it.
You got to be
Reciprocation.
open. I'm sorry. You have to be open-minded with that too, because sometimes people give what they feel should be given to that person.
That's good.
You gotta service them, and you gotta be patient and
Learn.
not selfish to be able to listen to what they need and what they want. You know what I mean? Because you so dead set on what hey, this worked for me.
Right.
So, you know, you like me. So let it work for you. But it's like you can't do that. You got to be open minded with the other person, and some stuff that you don't have to agree to disagree, but you got to let them rock the way they rock. As long as it's not something that's a deal breaker in the relationship, you got to let each person, like Saudi was just saying, grow at they speed or whatever. As long as you got the core understanding of the values of that person, that I can rock with this person. She or he has the base set to where hey, we can build on top of this.
A lot of people say, and let me throw this in here. We probably need to move it on, but let me just throw this in here. This cliche term of communication is key. Okay, like that whole situation, it sounds like some lame shit. But when you really think about it, like communication goes into the roots of shit. Exactly what you said.
Is literally the key. For real though.
Really
It's
and communication isn't like, hey babe, hey babe, hey honey.
It's communicating your
It is like
feelings.
it's the
being
entire
vulnerable.
base of it.
And I think, okay, so I'm a divorcee, and so I've experienced and so in communication, also too, what we have to realize is that communication goes both ways in listening and in being vocal. Because I found that a lot of times I was being vocal, but the way that I was communicating, it just either he wasn't receiving it or he just didn't want to receive it, because it was like we were always missing each other. And I'm like, bruh, I've been saying the same thing since day one. I need this, that, and the third.
That's where the
and
root
it's
of
like
it comes
every
in.
single time you're missing me, but we're communicating. We would have these 4 or 5 hour long conversations, but we would still at the end of the day walk away missing each other. So communication does go both ways as far as listening. Like you have to be able to communicate and dwell with each other like the Bible says, according to knowledge. If you don't learn that person or want to spend time, or like you said, already on your own situation or what you feel like you already doing, then, or you want them to rock to your beat, then there's no way that you'll be able to communicate effectively. You haven't learned their love language. You don't know the ways, what triggers them. You don't know what causes them, they ebbs and they flows, they highs and they lows. Like, so I think communication goes both ways, not just in speaking, but in being able to understand what is being communicated.
And you have to be able to accept whatever action comes after that communication. Like if I'm being open, or if I'm telling you something or expressing how I feel, and that person doesn't give you the reaction that you were hoping for, you have to be willing and open to accept that and be able to either move left or move right. And I think a lot of times people lack communication, are afraid to say those things because they're not sure how the other person's going to react. Like, I don't know what they're going to say. Well, they're going to be mad, so I'm just not going to say it. And that's where stuff spirals out of control. Like, you have to be able to accept whatever is going to come on the other end of that. And then also know when to stop communicating. Like those 4 or 5 hour conversations we miss, girl, I know all about them. And it's just like, I don't know
how
what.
many times you gonna say?
I mean,
Hey,
period.
okay.
Like I don't know what else to say, how else to say it. I've tried speaking calmly. I've tried yelling. I've tried being very punctual and hi, how are you? I've tried to just get down to your level, like, what's up? This is what we need to like.
I tried
You
to
feel me?
shit the shit.
I've tried to be articulate. I've tried, but eventually you just got to be like, you know what? I guess we're not meant to hear each other. We're not meant. You're not meant to receive this message that I'm trying to give you,
And that's okay.
and that's okay.
And that's
And you have to
okay.
know when to shut that off.
Know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
So you just said that you made the transition. One thing I didn't put in the bag that I do want to talk about is how does our music affect our relationship?
Yeah. Well, how
Such
many
time
Because
Yeah.
women,
She
are,
said she was
women
outside.
are the men of the 90s. Right?
Exactly. That's how. We outside. That's how it does.
That's exactly how
Know
it
when to
does.
hold them.
You know what? Okay, so let me just speak because I'm a music head. And I'm a music head in a way that like I love music. It makes my moods. It helps me cook dinner. It helps me go out on a night with the fam, with the friends, with the girls. It helps me get in the mood. Music is such a segue into my. I'm a feeler. I'm a Cancer. How y'all doing? How you doing?
Better be water.
Okay, so I'm water, and I flow with whatever like I start with, and music is it. The music that's out here these days, I'm just telling you, it's gonna make a motherfucker wanna pop a bean. It's gonna make a motherfucker wanna boop. It's gonna make a motherfucker wanna. It's gonna make the bumps and the boops and the beans and the hoops and all that shit happen. But
Relationship music now.
Gotta get deeper. Can we get?
gotta-
can we
Yeah,
get
you need a
little-
balance.
go
You need a
into
balance of
what
it all.
actually feeds what
I
you're
feel
looking
like-
for.
Right. I feel like music now is not built for healthy relationships.
Definitely.
Because if you look at like the top 10, I don't know them off the top of my head. I do listen to older music. I was raised more traditionally, but I'm a cheat. I'm gonna get high. I'm gonna fuck hella hoes that want my money, or I'm gonna get that head, get that bread, and leave.
And leave.
But here's the
type
thing.
shit.
I don't think the message has changed.
Not
That's what
that
I'm
much.
If I go
but
back, it's
Not
the
the
same
message.
thing. If I even go back to Prince,
The presentation
true, but it's the
has changed.
presentation of it.
I
I don't
Presentation
even think
the
the accessibility,
accessibility- the
doing the butt,
accessibility.
sexy.
True.
And we
But
can't,
it was.
we can't forget
it was,
Uncle Luke.
It was
and we
way.
can't forget Rick James. And we damn sure can't. That's what I'm
True.
saying. Like
Okay,
we're not
you
about
ain't
to do
lying.
that today.
You ain't
Yeah,
lying.
exactly.
But
You ain't
that
lying.
was that genre though. But if you look at now, everybody,
It's
women,
so much
men,
more
it's so much.
obvious.
It's so much
Okay.
aggressive. And like to my point was, if I am, no one is singing. We were just talking about this literally yesterday. No, there is no top 10 where I'm like, I love my husband. Oh my God, I love my husband. I love my wife. There's no songs like that. Everything is counter to a healthy, productive relationship. It's not, don't tell them nothing, get the money, go, let's get high, let's fuck all these people.
Well, I think that
No,
would
so-
have I think that's more so of a cultural issue though, because even if you go back to like me and Mrs. Jones, we have a thing going on, or we
Yes.
break
It was
up
the-
to make up.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
think
what
it's
we do.
that's
changed.
one or two songs versus feels like to me it
No,
feels like
it's
everybody.
No, it's
So,
not one of
okay.
the. But this is the thing.
Um,
Our
I'm gonna let
parents,
you- I'm
gonna let you
or
go.
our
Hold on.
parents, or our
Okay.
grandparents, or whoever was in that era, I promise you, they were having this same conversation. Like, well, back then it wasn't like this.
Yeah.
It was so mind blowing to
imagine.
them
You're right.
at that time because it was new, just the same way
Yeah.
we're feeling now. Like, so I don't think it's changed. I think it progresses as
I don't
culture
think it has
progresses.
necessarily.
But I do think it impacts
Evolved.
the way that
That's
people
right.
behave, the way that people move, the way that people think. As she was saying, it kind of sets your mood and sets your reaction. But I don't think that. I think we still talking about the same things:
Same
sex,
stuff.
drugs, money.
we are.
money,
And
money,
she
money,
just said-
money. They just put it a different way. Money. Some people got to have it. Good, like it's the same thing. I mean, Papa was a Rolling Stone. I mean, we got these. It's
the
a
same
cultural thing.
thing.
So until we fix the underlying cultural issue that we have in our homes with African American communities, then we're going to continue to have the same thing in our music regardless. We're going to keep having the, I'm going to go out here, steal, kill, and shoot, and if I ain't got it, then I'm going to take your bag because we impoverished.
And this
we're
what
going to
you
keep having that whole little situation. I mean,
and you need to
Okay.
balance music with other things in your life because, like I said, I do think it impacts the way that we act, but I'm able to decipher, like, okay, this is what I'm hearing in the music, and then this is how I need to behave, or this is how I need to portray myself when I'm out in public. This is what I need to do. Everybody don't do that,
That's
but
true.
you have to,
Yeah.
like, even with my kids, I don't allow them to listen to certain songs or to listen to
Same.
the, like the curse word versions and things like that. Or we only listen to clean, or we can listen to this. And people will tell me all the time, well, they gonna hear it when they leave your house, or they gonna do this, they gonna learn that. That might be true, but they're
you
gonna
set
learn
the
here
standard.
first
Right. you
Yeah.
setting
what
the
we do, and I'm gonna set
standard
the
is
standard
set.
so that they know that there is another way to do something.
So she said the magic word, it has evolved.
Mhm.
So let's getting back to like the whole relationship point of all of this stuff. The way that music has spoken upon or spoken within relationships that are happening now, it has definitely evolved. Yes, they have been saying some shit, you know what I'm saying, since the 20s. You hear me? Like, I know songs, I can't even think of the woman's.
Billie Holiday got some cuts. It's like, wow.
It was even before Billy. I can't remember this bitch name. I don't mean to call you a bitch, rest in peace. But like, it was this one bitch name. And she made a song talk about come eat my pussy and all this shit.
Yeah,
I won't
they
be
was-
mad.
They was
I can't
turned
remember.
back then.
Yo, it
It's
has
the
never.
accessibility.
It has never changed. It has been the evolution.
The evolution.
And-
it just wears a different coat now. It's the same beat.
It's just accessible
Same
now.
beats.
So
It's
before
just-
you had to go
These
buy
are
it,
just
you had to
words
be
of
18 year
Change
old
the wig.
to buy that
shit.
CD, to buy that album. You had to be an adult. You couldn't just like be on your phone and find it. Now it's just so out there that we feel like it's so new, but it's not.
It's
But the
not.
question is, now I'm just asking this again, is
Yes,
how
ground us,
does
please. Ground us.
the music today play a role in relationships, right?
Okay.
Now, there was an experiment that happened a while ago where they took cubes of ice and they played either the word love to it, and they played the word hate to other cubes of ice. Or you could do it with plants.
Oh, that's like
And
the
you can
rice
do it with other
project.
things, right?
Yeah.
But you notice that, people, we are all humans. We all are made of energy, frequency, vibration.
Mm-hmm.
The music of the day puts you at a lower vibration.
Mhm.
All this boom, boom, even the music on the radio is not played at the frequency that resonates with us.
Mm-hmm.
They play at a lower frequency,
They
430 something, when we supposed to be listening at 432.
432.
So they already put it in the frequency. Matter of fact, if you remember that movie, The Kingsman or something,
Mhm.
and it was a frequency that they played that made everybody violent. That's what they doing with the music today. They put in the frequency of the music in there to make us hate, make us not be with each other, not communicate. That's what it's doing to the relationships today.
Wow.
It's making us war with each other.
I don't feel like we can blame that all on music.
It's a vibration. I'm
Here,
talking
listen,
not just the
that's not the
music,
word,
it's the
that's
vibration
something
of the
deeper.
music.
That's-
yeah.
It could be
It's
Little
heavy.
John
That's
talking
systemic.
about lovers and friends.
But the way they
the
play
vibration of it, not even just the words. Now, if you add the words, that lowers it even more.
Mhm.
Because now we talk about sex and fucking and sucking and who did this. I even, we grew up early 2000s when we graduated and stuff like that. You still play a Lil John track now, I'll still be ready to slide somebody. Because that's what I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? It takes me to a
True.
place
It
because
get
it
me
still
there.
brings you
You're
memories.
right. You're right.
It still takes you to a frequency. It takes you to man, you play some little okay. You ready to slide somebody, like, but that's just me.
No, dead ass.
Okay.
No, I can
Real.
understand that. I can understand that. But if we're gonna talk about, only because let's just be honest, a lot of the shit that they expect us to be at and that we actually are at is a superficial level. It's a very shallow level of where we start the conversation at, which is the words. Okay? Like, of course, like a ballad when it comes on. Some hip hop boom. A bopper when it come on. you know, a little dance, like hit a choreography, you know, some old school shit. You know which one it's gonna be when you hear it. But it's like the words that are being said, that has changed. And when you allow that frequency to have certain words on top of that frequency, you, like, it's two birds with one stone, you know? And I feel like it is a lot of the music today is like it's hitting whatever the frequency that's interesting as hell.
But I can't. I want to play
not gonna
devil's.
blame music
I
for
want to
shit.
play because I want to play devil's advocate because we can't just blame it on the music because frequencies are all over.
Right.
Frequencies
Sure.
are in the cameras. Frequencies are in the TV. Frequencies. So if you got to take it to media perspective. This phone is the reason why our screenshots is the reason why
accessibility.
DMs is the reason why our
Accessibility,
relationships
everything is just there.
going live in story mode is the reason why our relationships is like they is like that. I don't feel like music necessarily has I can't feel like we can put the onus all on music. Like we can't.
We wouldn't put it all on music,
All of
but,
it,
but,
no.
but,
All of it,
the,
no.
but the question was
Question was
related to how
How
does
does it
music
relate to
today
music?
play into relationships,
But
and
this
you
is
can't
why-
say that it don't
Yeah, but I
when
just
all
don't-
you
I don't
hear
want
on the relation when all you hear is like you said, you don't hear no top 10 saying I love my wife or I love my husband.
Be faithful as hell.
Back then it was I give you the sun, the moon.
Even with the songs, even with the songs that dealt, even with a lot of the songs that dealt with cheating or whatever. You, me, and he. What we gonna do, babe? It wasn't like I'm fucking you with her, and it's all good.
It
It's like
was.
it's a
It
problem.
was on the radio.
It's a problem.
I
What we
kid
gonna
you
do
not.
about
After
that?
that conversation we
It
had
was,
yesterday,
it was on the
we were
radio.
doing like car karaoke or something, and then I played the Whitney Houston song, "You Give Good Love to Me." It wasn't until I'm sitting up here reading like, damn, this song is about cheating, and I'm sitting up here like, dang, I thought this was a love.
I'm finding shit out
Saving all
every
my
day.
love. I'm sitting up here like,
day.
you wouldn't even
That's
know that it
messed
wasn't that it was about cheating.
Yeah, right.
You sitting up here thinking like, yeah, I'm about to give her some good love.
Most of
You
the
give
songs
good.
like
It ain't even
that, I
about
don't
that. It's
think
about her cheating and she the side chick.
Right.
for her man.
He gave me that song.
Every day I'm finding songs that are
See,
about
no,
some bullshit.
It was, I was yesterday
y'all
a clock. It was
some
yesterday a
Go
clock
to
when
your
I found
point,
that
to
shit
where
out.
it's not
Like,
new.
yeah, Whitney,
It's
Whitney,
not
you was
new.
a side
Cause
chick.
hold on, okay, cause we're gonna take it back to
It's
the
more
word.
so
Like
the
it's nothing new
language.
under
It's
the
not
sun.
new.
It
It's
just
just
Never
the
is.
language.
Never is. I'm not saying it's new. That's not what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it ain't new.
It's not
But
new.
the way it's presented is being
The
new.
presentation
And then
is
with
new.
and then with the people who own the media, you're not
They
getting
pushing an
you're not getting a
agenda.
bigger spectrum of it, because you can say something. I can say something to a woman and say "fucking bitch." I'm like, "You my bitch."
Totally
sounds
different.
bad.
Totally.
Both of them are
Okay,
bad.
so wait a minute.
Both of them
like
are bad,
neither
but I'm
one.
talking about it's
Like-
the presentation. Like,
Like, ooh,
just
you
like
my
if I'm
bitch.
saying
like
nigga,
if you
if
like
I'm saying
you're saying
fuck
and
you,
then
nigga, or you my nigga.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You still taking it
Right.
two different.
I'ma
I'm saying
take
the same
it.
thing.
The
but you're taking it two
vibration
different
behind
ways.
it. Cause you like, fuck.
But that's the thing.
But
So
the thing-
it's
you know
not
what I'm saying?
it's not
Okay,
necessarily the
that's not
music,
vibe.
right?
But it
It's
is.
not the
Let me tell you
music
why.
because there's
Hold on.
it's a lot
It's
of
what y'all
other
said, it's the
songs.
access.
It's a lot of other things that or other types of music. Like I love Snow Allegra. She has a lot of love songs. You have to go and find those other songs that will feed you the way that you want to be fed. So
You
it's not necessarily
definitely
the
gotta
music.
search.
It's the accessibility and it's what you choose to put your ear to. If you
definitely
feel
gotta
like
search.
if that's not for you, don't listen to it. I bet you we know all the songs that we talking about. They not making you listen to it. Turn it off and listen to something else.
So okay, so she was saying like, okay, but that's not a vibration with the whole thing. It is.
It is.
I'm the type of person that I speak in intentions. I will say shit just like that, like, bitch, you dumb as hell, but I can be like, you dumbass bitch, and I can be like, man, you dumbass bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I speak, my language is intention. My language is a certain vibration that you understand that I love you.
Right.
I'm fucking with you. These are endearments.
If
that
your
I'm
intention
feeding you.
is love, when you say it, then it's gonna come out, and then it's gonna
comes a
reach the
different-
person as love.
And so, keeping on the subject, the certain way that people do music, they do the fuck that bitch, fuck her in the ass, shoot her in the boom, shit on her face, you know, all this
God.
shit, like anything, like dead ass, anything.
Like, I feel attacked. I don't feel love.
Oh my
Please
God, I
feel
feel
me.
like
Please
that.
don't shit.
In my eyes.
Please
But
don't
then
show
you
my
hear a
face.
song that says, like, even Usher, I love, but I'm fucking bad at it. I can't escape all these bad habits.
Mhm.
I keep messing up my love life. Whatever.
Yeah.
I fucked up the lyrics. But you know what I'm
that
saying.
was it.
You did what you
But
said.
like,
I feel like
this
dancing
nigga is
when that come
basically
on.
saying like, hey, I'm a cheater and I'm gonna stay that way. Oh, I suck
I
at
wish
it.
I could change.
I wish I could, but I'm, you know what?
But
I'm
that's
right
the real
where I am.
message.
Right.
And that's the
real.
message. So it's like yo, it's at the end of the day, vibration is the same. It's the layers of the cake.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's
because
the
I'm
layers
like,
of the
bro,
cake.
that doesn't change the
We're
vibration.
gonna go to the next question.
She in the bag now?
All right.
Get in that bag.
In the bag.
In the bag.
the bag. I'm chilling and I fold this one. Reason to call it quits.
Ooh, easy.
How much time you got?
No. Boy,
No,
I
that's
quit.
too easy. This
We
gonna be a
gotta
quick one.
leave at a time, right?
No, we tell the girls to come back.
Time
and-
around
I
here.
quit if you misspell a word over text. I'll be like, yeah, this one.
Oh,
ain't
you
it.
dumb.
I think
You dumb. I can't fuck with you.
you call it quits when it's a situation no longer serves you. Whether that is
Is that selfish?
yes,
That did sound very
it
selfish.
is. It is, but
That's
it's
just a lie.
okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
But it's
I'm just
okay.
saying, is
But
it?
that selfishness is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I call it quits. Like
Thank you.
if it no
It's not a
longer
bad thing.
serves you and you've tried, you come in with love, you come in at
Honey.
the high vibrational pool, you're trying to make it make sense, and you can't, and it no longer feeds your soul and serves you, then it's time to go.
There's no use.
There's
anymore.
no you. It needs because anything you do that is trying to garner that, you're either gonna block your blessing, you're gonna make yourself more stressed out and frustrated and mentally anxious.
You're basically fighting yourself.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
Are there times though where the situation doesn't serve you but serves the other,
Yes.
and then you kind of have to find a way to get back on that level where it's serving both of you? So what if you quit before you get
It's
to
not about
that?
that other person though.
At some point, it has to be if you're making compromises in a
But
relationship.
the relationship, in my opinion, the relationship is different than when to call it quit. So if using us as an example, if we're rocking, we're having some rocky things, we're having some trouble, we're both coming at it very collaboratively. Okay, we both want the same thing. Now, one of us stops wanting it and stops acting on the strength of we trying to make this work. I can't make somebody want something for me. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to continue to lower myself down into the dirt with you if you're still not, if that collaborative spirit has left you.
But do you
if the
quit
collaborative
before
Treat-
spirit has left you.
I say
Yes,
treat
I like
your
that.
relationship like a business. You got to outweigh the assets and the
liabilities.
liabilities
I used to
when
get
it
mad
comes
at people
to
who
it.
compared it to a business.
You
but
got
like
to.
I
It is.
understand that.
You heard plenty of people say,
I
even
get
older
it.
people, my grandmother, grandfather, marriage is a business. And you have to look at all your relationships as would this person be a good business partner? Assets and liabilities. What are you adding to versus what are you taking away? And if you are not adding to anymore, or if that has become stagnated,
Gotta
well, guess
cut the
what?
costs.
Stagnation by definition is death, which is recessive, so get rid of it.
So it's not
Like that.
necessarily
costs.
what makes you call it quits, is when.
I think that's
Reasons,
a personal.
But I know-
Oh,
like I said, I
I
know the question says reasons
Yeah.
too, but it sounds like
Yeah.
from what y'all saying, it's not necessarily, this is why, but it's like, when do you? Is it
It's
like when
any
it's
reason. Yeah, I would
It
say
can
any
be-
reason.
yeah,
It can be
a
any
handful.
reason. It's the vibration. Like we said, everything is vibrations. I know, like me and her, we had a disagreement a while ago. I won't even say a disagreement, but our vibe wasn't the same. And then I realized that I had misrepresented myself. When you misrepresent yourself, you miscommunicate.
Yes. Yes.
So we wasn't on the same vibe. So I had to go back and realize, like, okay, let's get back on the same vibration. And I had to represent myself the way that she would receive it.
So for example,
That's love.
cheating. Is cheating a
cheating
reason
mine.
why? Okay.
Fuck all that shit. Cheat.
And
You cheat,
I'm
bitch.
not
Fuck
going
you.
because people like cheating is this, cheating is that. Okay, the person has sex with another person. Is that a reason too, or is it that they did it this many times?
I think it's case by case, y'all. It just-
Definitely.
It
You
really
have-
just depends on what, for your situation. Like you said, what serves you. Because somebody may cheat and you may be able to get past that for you. For somebody else, they may be like, that's a deal breaker.
Right.
Absolutely not. I'm up through.
Absolutely.
For somebody else, it may be you raising your voice at them. the first time you raise their voice, they gone because
Right.
they might have some type
trigger,
of past
yeah.
trauma
Yeah.
where they absolutely don't rock with that.
Mhm.
For somebody else, it may be the first time you put your hands on me, or if you like it. Just I really feel like it's case by
It
case
is. I believe that.
for
So
a
it's
reason to
definitely
leave.
is.
I can agree with that.
There at some point in time, your spirit is gonna tell you you need to fight through. You either gonna have something that's gonna tell you keep fighting, or you gonna have something in your spirit that's gonna be like break all ties. Like this is gonna
Just drop
something
it.
is just gonna
Drop it.
cause you to, like you said,
Yeah.
not have that
Collaborative spirit.
I
Yes.
just don't want
I
to work
love
on this.
that.
I agree.
Something
Yeah.
just says it's not in me. You know.
But you have to make
No.
sure you're putting your self-worth, and that's people say that it's it being selfish. Like I know you asked a question earlier, is that being selfish? At the end of the day, you only have you and accountability for yourself. Your partner is supposed to come alongside you and add to that and build on that. But at the end of the day, if you're in a situation, whether it's yourself, your own triggers and trauma that you haven't dealt with, or if somebody else is bringing to you something that you didn't come with, like I don't want none of that. This is something I can work with,
I'm
deal
already
with.
full.
I'm already full.
Yeah.
I can't. Nope.
Yep.
It's time for me to go. And if I can use a personal experience, I was engaged a little bit ago, not to him, and I found out that he had a sexual addiction and was paying women for videos and pictures.
Mm.
Now, that was something I was like, you know what? I done see a little you pouring every now and then in the past, so maybe I can get past that.
Mhm.
But it was that coupled with everything else, the misrepresentation of himself, his lies to my children, to me, the mistrust, the betrayal, and he had a lot of baggage that he had not even touched the surface of. And I had to do some inventory and go, you know what, I could, but I don't even
But I
want
can't.
to.
I don't want
I
to.
don't even want to.
Mhm.
And
I don't
this
want to.
relationship
Assets
does
and
not
liabilities.
serve me.
Right.
Yes.
Back
I
to
said,
business.
And what I put
Back
in
to
on this, I'm
business.
not gonna get the return.
I'm never gonna get the return.
Honey,
And I had to be honest with myself, and I said, yeah, I could stay. And I was embarrassed. I put time in with this person. You know, I had to start the idea of starting all over. And I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, I owe it to myself and to my children to know that if a person has disrespected you to this level, you need to be able to confidently step yourself up and walk the hell away.
For facts.
And not worry about the what ifs and what could be, because that would have presented itself if it was supposed to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's just being able to be like, you know what, I have my reasons, I have my boundaries. One of you said it, like your deal breakers. I think it might have been you, Vibe, that you have to stick to that. And it's hard to say when you're in a relationship because like, oh well, he cheated. That's normally my deal breaker. If my girlfriend said her man cheated, I'll tell her leave him alone immediately. But now I'm in it and it feels
you be like,
different.
yeah,
it feels different now.
That part right there.
But if that's your deal breaker, you owe it to yourself to step
To
as
say
far
honor-
away
to
from that
honor
as possible. Now, him not having abs, not a deal breaker. You know,
Ah!
like, you know, not being able
She not
to.
talking about
it
me.
is
I got
for
abs.
somebody
I got
though.
abs.
Somebody
It is.
like,
Somebody
you know
out here.
what?
I have
It's
no
an extremely
issues
shallow
in that.
deal breaker.
But
but
it
it's
is
rounded,
somebody's.
though.
Right.
Somebody.
Yeah, that is somebody's
Somebody,
deal breaker.
it is
I
somebody.
know.
Or she can't cook oxtail like my mom
No,
does.
listen,
That's a
like
different
dead ass.
story.
So, okay, so even like this term selfish, just let's be clear. I will for the rest of my days brag about the fact that I do therapy every week.
Hell
Weekly
yeah.
therapy all the time. And one of the
Air
things
five
that
on
I one of the things that I
Over 5.
one of the things I'm learning is like the way that we present certain words and the connotation that kind of sits on your heart or sits on you after it. Saying selfish is like a
Mm-hmm.
it's not it's okay.
I think it's okay.
Be fucking selfish.
What's-
I'm learning to.
Be selfish. But be
No, I got you.
aware.
Yeah.
Be aware.
Be selfish,
And
but don't be
present.
self-centered.
Be aware and be present. Being selfish has had this thing like, oh yeah, everybody like changes their mind all the time about different shit that you feel like you're being selfish. You feel like, you start to guilt yourself on it. No. Find what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's abs.
And I needed that.
Abs.
Even if it's abs, bitch. Okay?
You provide abs in a level that I wasn't prepared
Oh,
for.
child. Y'all go ahead.
Get into what they saying about selfishness.
Honey, you go, girl.
One thing that they're saying about selfishness that I wanted to say when the term first came up amongst us is that there are different levels of selfishness. You have rational selfishness and irrational selfishness.
Okay, preach.
Now, rational selfishness is looking out for yourself, your best interest, because you're supposed to. That's rational.
Yeah.
It's rational to look out for yourself.
So put the
The
honest
irrational
on you
self is when you do all the extra stuff.
Don't they tell
So
you
just keep it rational, you good. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Vibe.
Come on, Vibe. Speak up, Vibe.
Self-preservation. Self-preservation.
Right.
Rational
First
self
law.
Okay. All right. Come on. Speak up, nigga.
We getting in the bag? Or we
I
keep
love
going?
it.
Get in that bag.
I thought I was gonna be the most turned up, but it's you, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Okay.
See, I be having to pull myself down. I gotta pull
No,
my
no,
spirit down.
do it, please. Don't shrink.
This is a
Nobody.
safe
Women,
space.
let her go?
This is a safe space.
I'm letting her go.
What
Bet.
you shrinking for?
Say less.
I'm saying because
Say
my
less.
mouth be turned up, and I
Say
thought I
less.
was gonna
Come
be the
on,
one
hit the bag,
throwing
baby.
out all the bitches and hoes, but
I
I'm
need
not.
to drink.
Okay.
Usually I am. I'm surprised I ain't throughout
Saving.
Hey, you doing your thing though. You doing your thing.
Oh, this is a good one.
I'm nervous.
Okay.
Go
What is
ahead.
Saving hoes versus raising boys.
None for
Hold on,
3,000,
hold on.
Alex.
Okay, period.
Hold on.
Wait,
Read that
wait,
right.
wait.
One more time. Saving hoes versus raising
You gotta
boys.
choose. You have to choose.
If you
Is
had
it
to
a choice
choose
type
between
thing, or is it
raising-
like-
It's not a choice, but this is what I see people discussing. Like, I'm tired of having to raise you. This is females saying this to males, and I'm tired. I'm seeing dudes like
I ain't no
trying to
Captain Save a
somebody
hoe.
who don't
Yeah.
want to be saved. Like,
Okay.
like Project Pat said, Project
Don't
Pastor
save
Project.
her.
She
She
don't
don't
wanna
wanna
be
be-
saved.
He should have been a bishop.
I want
Yeah, he should do that from a pulpit.
He should-
All right,
You
so
said you want to be
Wait,
saved.
saving
the
hoes
book of Nigalations,
versus
open the
raising
Bibles.
boys.
Saving hoes.
What are we saying?
How
Neither
many
one is
people- how many
acceptable.
let me
PlayStations
say-
That's
you
pretty
purchased?
easy. Like,
And I know it's
over
like,
the years.
And
don't
not
do
you.
it.
Oh, okay.
The female.
Just don't do either one. Here's the
I bought a
thing.
pair of Jordans
I
once.
feel like
Pair of Jordans, that's how you invested?
I feel like this is the thing. This is where I think it might. This could be a
Help us out, please.
discussion.
Yeah.
I feel like men get off on feeling like they saved the hoe. I feel like they take pride in it. Like they want to go and say like, I did this for you. I provided this, or I helped you out of this situation. And I feel like it's more acceptable, and we see it all the time, where you see like a well-established man talking to not so established women, and they build them up, and that's okay. And I think for women, opposite, it's like it's draining that I now have to raise this man, and I don't think that willingness is there.
I see it so many times. I think women have the same pride of like, yeah, I got him as this, I got him as that, I got him as this.
That's what I was
that.
about to say. I see
I
that.
made you the first time you
I
get
see more
mad.
females doing
I
that
made
than guys.
you. I can take it all away, but I see it on both sides.
I see
I see on
women
both
in
sides.
At
those
the end of the
situations,
day,
but I
I
don't
feel
feel
like
like
the
women
dynamic-
like it.
Let me clarify.
I feel like
Women
we're
don't
stuck
like it.
in
Let me
it.
clarify.
Clarify.
Men like it.
My clarification is I see resistance in this. Like, I'm so tired of raising boys, having to do stuff that he should be doing for himself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give this girl
In a
everything
relationship.
and being almost a simp. They call it a simp, but I'm trying to give her too much that she don't even want from me.
Can I
That
speak on some of that from a
But
male
that's not
perspective,
saving
I
a
guess?
hoe.
But it's the
Mentality.
same type of resistance.
It's
You're
the-
trying to make somebody change or give them something that they don't want, or make them do something they don't.
Not
want
that
to do.
they are a hoe.
I think
but
it's different. I
just
think that's
like,
different.
It's just the, you know.
Go ahead, baby.
You
I mean,
know,
like they don't have to be a hoe, but just like somebody who ain't doing for themselves, a woman who's not doing for themselves, when
basically
you bring them up,
raising
and
a
then,
boy,
like,
saving a
I
hoe.
think-
Yeah,
Okay.
but I
Kind
think
of
that's
like-
kind of different.
Not calling everybody a hoe. This is a blanket term.
Right,
I just
right.
hear.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to hear him.
Whoa.
Go ahead, baby. Let him go.
All right.
You was
So
finna
it
say
so it sounded like what she was describing, as far as a guy being willing to find a female that's not necessarily on his level financially. Is that what you're saying, or
Whatever.
or just on his level like that? Like a guy reaching back and building a woman up or whatever is something that we've done most of the time. As historically. Is what we call female hypergamy, if you want to look up an actual term, where they talk about how a female will only marry somebody that is her equal or what she considers better.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Guys don't mind marrying somebody who is their equal or under them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Guys have a problem trying to get with somebody who they consider above them.
Mhm.
Now, when it comes to saving guys, what we gotta realize is that everything is if you look at vibrations, how we talk about vibrations, stuff like that, right? We all look at our evolution as a species, as humanity, as something linear. we start off here and we're moving forward and going that way. Historically, the ancient Africans believed that our stuff went in a cycle. It was a circle.
Yeah.
So we're coming back to a time, even though we've had our times of matriarchy, patriarchy, we're coming back to a time where we all need each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we have the luxury of not looking out for each other anymore.
Yeah. You know what's so weird is what that reminds me of. As you know, a lot of the shows these days deal with like apocalypse and all this shit, right? Just you talking makes me think of like, yo, fuck all that other shit. If we was in a zombie apocalypse,
Thanks.
we're going to look out for each other, period. The dead, the living. 2 teams.
Right.
2 teams. That's it. Period. That's it. And I'm just like, I get frustrated because A, I don't speak in the same language within a relationship as another relationship speaks in their language. I know relationships that are very physical, physically abusive. I know relationships that are very verbally abusive. I know relationships that are very mentally abusive and might just non-understanding, but we just here. We in this bitch, right? We staying. Fuck that shit. Because my grandmama said so. Type shit. Like,
stupid shit.
fuck all that. My like motherfucking scopes here are like, no, I need to hit up under this shit. I don't want to save anybody from anything that they are not asking or fighting to be saved from. If they're now listen, I ain't even gonna hold you, because if a motherfucker is fighting from something, and that like discipline in them or something in them is fighting to be out of what they are in, I don't mind being there.
You might helping them out. If they're putting up a fight to try to get
No,
themselves out of that paper
depends.
bag and you help them out of that joint,
It depends on where they are. It's not.
But you
this
can't
is
force
not
the change on them.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
You can't force it,
If they
nor
trying
can
to
you
excel-
expect that they are like doing what you expecting them to do.
Right.
So it's like, if you in a fucked up position, and I got it, maybe we got it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is relationship. This is real ass relationship shit. If
right.
you are fucked up and then you got some shit going on and you just like your head is spinning, and I got you. I got you. But what I will not do, I'm not about to like pillow princess your ass up to something. And I'm not about to pillow princess this nigga up to something. I'm not doing none of that shit because you are not fighting for it. I'm an Army veteran now. Let me just tell you. Discipline is really fucking important to me.
Facts.
And you ain't got to be like the, all that shit. You don't got to be all that. No, not at all. I just want to see your intentions. I want to see your worth in my life. Selfishness.
Yeah.
Healthy selfishness. I want to see your intentions in my life. I want to see like what you are doing for this.
Yeah.
And if it has value, if the value is weighty, bet, let's go.
Right.
Let's go. But if you just a liability, honey, business.
Right. Then I'm sending you the pink papers.
The baby, you got to go. You have benefits.
Your services are no longer
No longer needed.
Right.
And I think the whole time, like raising boys, I think that's a whole nother conversation
Raising
for a
men.
whole other
Raising
podcast.
men.
But I
'Cause
think
you're trying to make
fundamentally, especially this day and age, I feel like women have. You look at the numbers. Women go to school. They get more degrees.
Mhm.
They're being entered into the military in more quantities. So they're leaving these establishments with a lot more to give.
Mhm.
And considering myself, like I don't mind helping. To your point, I don't mind helping my partner, my man, get to the next level, especially if I can lend my talents to him for that purpose.
Absolutely.
The challenge that I think I've heard girlfriends say is when they are doing some fundamental basic things for their men, and they're
It's
not
the
being
basic
rare.
things that get weird.
But basic things like why don't you have X? Like, okay, let's get you. You don't have any ambition. You don't have any goals. So now I'm trying to get you to go to school, and I'm trying to get you. I can't give a man a purpose
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
give you.
That's
I
it.
can't give
That's
you a
it right
purpose.
there.
at all. But if you've identified your purpose and you're working in that side,
Can I interject something right
I'm
there?
with it.
You ain't even a man if you don't have a purpose, right?
Mm.
So
there's that.
a woman's if you look at it
You're not
from
It's also
person.
that.
You're not a human.
I mean
I feel like
you-
we generalize it when we put genders
It don't gotta be
on
man
it.
and woman.
It doesn't have to be
If
man and
you
woman.
are not a functional adult if you don't have a identified purpose.
Yeah, you're still
Okay.
That's my thing. So I don't feel like you should
self-actualizing.
be even trying to entertain anything until you have put that type of
right.
because
That's
then
what it is, 'cause you
then
don't
the
have- you
dynamic
might be still
becomes
finding your purpose.
codependency and need to be needed.
And then roles
Absolutely.
become a thing,
Right.
and that gets really
Absolutely.
skewed.
Even past that,
Right,
I just
right,
it gets fishy. Then you end up your whole life you're resentful towards this person because you decided that you were going to put all of yourself into this person for them to do whatever the case or whatever, or because you lost your purpose, so you end up finding it in this person or in the marriage or in the family or in the kids or whatever the case is. I feel like if me starting my life when I started it, I had a baby at 15. I got married at 21. I did a whole lot of stuff really fast. And in that time, I thought I knew who I was, but still not knowing who I was, not having the opportunity to actually learn me, to grow with me. I was raising a kid, going through high school. So, of course, I didn't know who I was.
Right.
So, I feel like, for real, we have to really learn who we are as people first before you get to a place where you are trying to raise anybody. Raise you first.
Absolutely.
All that energy. My main thing is stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane, if you drive your boat,
It's golden.
if you ride
We
your
golden.
wave, then you'll be able to get yourself to a place where somebody will see you shining in your wave so
Like,
cool or in your lane so good. Pull over, please.
Right.
Can you please pull over? I think that we get so caught up in trying, and that trying to raise a boy or save a hoe comes from you really projecting what you need for yourself.
Because you get what
Give
you
that
give.
energy to you.
You get what you
That
give.
same thing you trying to
Right.
put into and invest. I'm guilty of it myself. I done spent bands on niggas and really needed to invest it in myself, but I was afraid of really becoming all that I could be if I invested in myself.
Yes.
Ooh,
Being
child, that's a
here,
whole nother question.
Wait,
Wait, stop right there. Stop right now.
Hey, I just
Because
got
that's a
chills
whole
on that one.
nother conversation, baby.
That was hard.
Yeah, because that's
we can have some snaps.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was
That was
wiser.
Because,
for-
baby,
Yeah.
baby, the greatest fear that a whole, excuse me, y'all, I'm going to say like, the greatest fear a motherfucker got is to fucking be scared of the process and the potential
And the greatness
that you
that they
have
have
in
in
Your own
yourself.
self. So you try to
That
invest
is
in
your
everybody
fear.
else. You want to
Yes.
see them
And
be
we
great.
send it
You wanna see
everywhere
them be
else.
loud.
I
So
help
true.
with
That's
that.
so
Help
true.
you know. Help
Exactly.
yourself. Go
But
sit
I can't
down.
give it to myself
But I
because
can't
I'm
give it to
scared
me.
that, like, you know what? I could be, ooh, shit. But then we take our baby steps with ourselves.
While encouraging other people
Yeah.
to jump and leap.
Baby
Because,
shark,
because investing in ourselves
type shit.
also takes shadow work. And most of us don't want to
Exactly.
see
Yeah.
us.
Nobody want to put in that
Hey,
shadow
we ain't
work.
trying to
That's
see us
100.
first.
Bitch, where my?
Somebody get her a pool,
I got a dollar.
Hey, you got a collection plate around here?
I got
What's
a
your
dollar.
cash app?
Here, matter of fact, I got y'all. Get back to some
Give me the box. Give me the box.
You go ahead and put all y'all money in here.
We gonna
You
share
deserve the box.
I'm
We
gonna
can
put
get
y'all
your
in my
box.
hand.
in the box.
When you edit this,
I got a
put all our
dollar
cash
here
apps in there.
somewhere. Put that shit in.
She got her cup
preach.
overflowing.
Right? I'm about to give you some of mine. This ain't even the same thing you drink.
Share. Baby offers come in all sizes and shit. So
I got a booty rub if you need one.
taking booty rubs too.
Hey, I don't know how.
We'll get back to that.
He's
Wait,
taking
wait,
that. Keep that pause.
Watch
We
out.
need that pause. I was like, wait a minute. I was right here. I'm right here.
Sorry, I get excited.
Go ahead and get
All right,
it.
we getting in the bag.
Okay.
Getting in the bag.
Go in the bag.
What Birdie say? Watch out. Watch.
Go in the
Watch.
bag. God bless you. She said
She said, no, but
that.
don't. She said, we get my stuff back.
God bless you, baby. Bless you.
All right, y'all go ahead.
Get in the bag. We in the bag.
We back in the bag. Back in
Oh,
the
it's my
bag.
turn.
She-
Her offering was the block and the charger. There you go, honey.
Commercial break.
Type shit. I know.
Type shit.
I'm gonna have to.
Type shit.
Type shit. Type shit.
Now I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about.
I'm talking about.
All right. If women are superheroes, are women's kryptonite truth? Do women really want truth?
I'm gonna tell you, I did not put that in there.
Say that
I
again.
ain't got nothing to say.
Wait,
on
you
that.
sound guilty.
Is it just like the women really want to hear the truth?
No,
Is
it
that
sounds like something that would come from a man, and I'm letting y'all know I did not put that in
Okay,
there.
all right.
Is it?
All right,
Is the
thank
question
you.
like, do women really want to
Okay.
hear the truth? Is that the question?
If women are
Okay.
superheroes,
Ooh.
are women's kryptonite truth? Do women really want truth?
Yes, God.
Yes!
Tell me.
First off,
Tell me right
can
now.
I mean, we probably gonna
Right.
cry a little bit.
I
Right.
absolutely
But-
feel like women don't want truth.
At all.
They don't.
We're gonna.
I was just having
I'm
a
a man.
conversation. Hey,
I'm a man.
I was just having a conversation last night with some individuals, and
Oh,
they
my
was a
bad.
look.
I'm a man.
About to get hurt.
Then I'm a man.
Let me get my
Damn
open
it.
back. Nope,
Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Take two. We back
I
in.
would like to say we
It's
talked
already
about
tucked away.
communication
It's already in the
earlier.
building
And
for
if we
us.
don't communicate transparently,
Ain't
then
nobody
we
gonna
ain't
hear this shit.
communicating.
No,
And we just
You
pushing
know what?
stuff to the back.
I do
So-
not.
you a real nigga. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Nah, that's, you know what?
You a real nigga.
I'm gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a conversation I've been having and we've been having because I've been saying that most women do not respond to the truth.
So let me. I'd have to
I
counteract.
feel like that's
Like I said,
opposite.
so wait a minute. Okay, so I hear you, and that is
I've
no,
lived that shit.
that is no lie. That is no lie. And I'm in a relationship with a woman, so yeah.
No, just all right.
I'm just saying.
And y'all,
Yeah.
that's the reason why that dynamic is even harder because neither one of y'all want to listen. Goddamn,
You bitches don't listen.
They don't listen.
Ironically, it works out way better than like this testosterone versus estrogen, but we both are like equal, like
Oh, I fuck with
testosterone, estrogen. You know. Anyway,
But that's how all
Regardless,
relationships
it's balance.
supposed to be.
And that's
It's
all
supposed to
balance.
be
I realize
balance of
that's
masculine
all
and feminine
relationships.
energy.
Yeah.
it's
Facts.
just a
It is.
balance of the energy. However, yes, you're correct, and you are a real nigga for saying that as a
Facts.
woman. So, I think that when it comes to
Go
truth,
back to Eve.
it's the stages.
Adam said, bruh.
Where the fuck is
She
that?
said,
Don't
boy,
you touch that.
boy, fuck
She
you.
said, nigga, please. You
feel
want
me?
some too, baby?
Like I cut
Maybe
it
it's
up.
not
I
a general
fried it a
thing.
little bit for
Maybe
you,
it's not
you
a
know.
women
Nah,
have
like,
a general thing.
Nah,
I
not
want
me.
all the truth.
I
Tell
think
me,
it's
my
the,
G.
I think it's the process. I think it's a process issue. So
I think it's
the way
cultural.
that it can
think
be
it's
anything,
case by
whatever
case
whatever
basis.
the
Yeah,
process may be. It could be a cultural process. It could be an individual process. It could be a traumatic triggering process. It could be a what people around me is saying process. It can be anything. I think it's basically if we just all those things on the brainstorming web, let's go to the center. It's a process for women to be able. Honestly, it's anybody. Let's not even like hit the man woman thing. But as a woman, I want you to come with me with some honey, baby. Where the honey at? Give me the truth with some honey. And this is me. I'm being biased. This is me. Okay. Give me the honey. I want you to lay it on me softly, gently, slowly. Give me a time. Be patient.
I don't
Okay.
think it's that
Be very
deep.
patient. It's not that deep consciously. It's not that deep consciously because as soon as a motherfucker come and say like, "Hey, you dead ass wrong," you gon' blah blah blah
I'm
blah.
not saying be
You should have blah blah
disrespectful.
blah.
I'm
Like,
just saying be truthful.
and that's not
That's
even
different.
that right there. That statement right there is not even. I don't take that as disrespectful. I feel like okay, you say what you need to say because like if I feel like someone else was dead ass wrong, I would come to them with that energy like, "Yo, you dead ass wrong. Like, what the fuck you got me on? Like, yo, that's not cool. Yada yada yada." But
That's different.
when
to
it
me.
comes to, and I'm speaking for Ashley and Ashley only at this moment, I'm very masculine. I'm very feminine. It is a balance that is difficult to explain. And if somebody comes to me, okay? If somebody comes to me with some, like, and it don't even have to be with that energy of like, you dead ass wrong. It has, even if it's like, yo, you really shouldn't have did that. I would have been like, well, I did it because like my defense comes like up to fucking attention immediately. And I think that is something that we don't know.
Can I say something about that?
Ooh. Before because it's
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
spinning.
It's right there in your mind.
Awareness.
I think it's
It always takes
because
awareness.
I think it's because there are these things that are set for women to be like this and men to be like this.
Go ahead.
You feel
Go
me?
there.
Okay, let
Absolutely.
I speak.
Yeah.
So there are women. So there's these things that women got to do. Like, don't talk back. Don't say what you need to say.
Women are to
Don't-
be seen and
don't-
not heard.
seen and
Pretty
not
is
heard.
as pretty does.
Like, don't. You ain't got shit to say. Like, listen, be quiet, hush. While we listen, all this listening done got us up here, but y'all ain't trying to see our up here, and so we have a lot of like, here, that we want to, and sometimes it comes out in the wrong ways. It just do.
For sure.
Fellas, we're on the example. It just comes out from in a wrong way, and this is again why I always will preach therapy. But like, yo, women are supposed to be a certain way, and when you are close and when you are intimate with a woman, you will get all pieces of her intimacy, and that comes with our pushback, our defense, our
Speculation or
whatever is sitting back in this shit right here, it's gonna come. And it's gonna come strong because, you know what I'm saying? Okay, bitch. How you doing? Okay, it's just gonna come. But I don't think that.
But I feel like the same way that women just come, they can't take that same come.
Exactly.
And that for me, I don't rock
Exactly.
with because
It's the awareness of knowing that I can't accept that too. So I need to fix something. I need to address some shit with myself so that I can accept the same shit that I give.
yeah.
Because I give heavy shit.
Yeah, I be
I
giving
come
her
with
shit,
some
man. As soon as
motherfucking
somebody
fire,
say
nigga,
something to me, I be ready to
like-
cry. I be
like
ready to cry. It's just it's
Yeah.
I just feel like that is a part of again learning that balance because you got to be able to accept truth. Women do not, especially, and I'm not trying to bash us. I love us. Ooh, peace to the women. I love y'all.
She got a whole different opinion.
But for-
I wanna hear her.
Wait,
I wanna hear what
go
she
ahead.
got.
Yeah,
I wanna hear
I
you
feel
think.
like we don't like to listen. I was just having a conversation with some individuals last night, and they was talking about the guy, Kevin Samuels. Yep. And they're like, well,
Oh,
he
that
just
nigga.
ain't got to say it like that. Is he saying the truth?
He ain't
Right.
lying. He ain't lying.
Hold on.
different things.
What
how
you
it's
supposed-
presented and what is
No,
presented.
because at the end of the day, look, it's all about understanding the message. Get the message out. Take the meat. My grandma used to take the meat and spit out the bones.
Mm-hmm.
It necessarily might not come the way you want it to, but that's that
Agreed.
entitlement that our generation has, that we feel like everything got to be cater exactly to us. No, at the end of the day, some stuff come cookie cutter, and you just got to figure out what worked for you, pick the pieces out, and then move on. If it works, it works. If it hurts, it hurts.
I agree with that, but that wasn't the question. How you gonna present it to me or how it comes? It's like, do I want to hear the truth or not? Yes, I want to hear the truth. I don't care if you give it to me good, bad, ugly, whatever. You give me the truth, I'm gonna handle it however you decided to present it to me. If you was disrespectful with it, I'm gonna say that hey, this was disrespectful, but you told me the truth, fine. For me, I want to hear the truth. I don't think it's do women want to hear the truth or
But
do
you
men
are
not.
anomaly,
I
though.
feel like it's a case by case basis. I know a bunch of men that don't. I don't want to know. Don't
That's
tell
true.
me. Don't tell me.
That's true. I'm with
All
you.
right,
on that.
period. I ain't gonna
What's
tell you
that
offering up
song?
nothing.
I'm with you on
So,
that. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you on
But for
that.
me, like,
keep it on
the low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Niggas don't want to know shit.
Yeah, that's
I want to know, and it's not necessarily like I don't want to learn from another person. Like, please just tell me if you don't want to be here. Tell me if I done did something. Tell me if something's bothering you. Tell me. Don't make it a big issue to where now I got to learn from a third party or something like that. Just tell me but accept my reaction. Again, like how I was saying before, we have to. That's the communication. We have to be able to accept what's gonna come after that. You know, expressing like this is how
So
I
I
feel.
think maybe we talking two dynamics. Speaking on
We're definitely talking
criticism versus truth in like
Overall.
truth.
Overall
Like-
truth, we
like-
all
like
want.
what she
Because
was
I
saying-
feel like
Okay,
women
no,
don't
about
want to
me.
hear criticism truth.
Criticize me.
Baby girl,
If
you
it makes a
didn't do
woman
that
feel
right. You need to
uncomfortable
do that
or goes
better.
against a woman's narrative
I
or their
was raised with three
paradigm,
brothers
they gonna
saying,
fight
"Oh,
for
fight
it.
for
It don't
that.
matter
Tell
if it's the
me.
truth or not.
be
If it
overall
goes
truth.
against, if it wrecks her world, if she don't agree with it, she gonna fight for it too. She gonna fight it tooth and nail. Back to what she was saying
I
about
just need
Kevin
some
Samuels. I was
saliva or
listening to one of his podcasts yesterday,
I do feel like
and he got a one called The Smoke Show. And what he do is every 30, 45 days, anybody who done had beef with something he said, he allowed them to call up and air it out and talk to him about it. Most of the time, it's all females. And most of the time, they're arguing with something that he said without even listening to the full podcast, without even listening to the whole truth of what he said. They take the bits and the pieces that they felt that they disagree with and argue that point tooth and nail.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to hear the truth if it goes against their paradigm.
And you know what? There's again, here goes communication. When you are dealing with people that are not like your your intimate, significant person, even when you are dealing with, like, for example, how you doing? Okay, us here.
Yes.
When you're dealing with like a group of ideas, even if that group of ideas comes from one person, or if a statement is like layered, a lot of people stop as soon as they get offended. As soon as anything hits. And this is me personally. I have learned to just like, no, I am that woman that will. I'm that bitch that was like, no. What I meant was, what I said was, no. Okay, Ashley, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Shut the fuck up, and just listen to the end. Wait to the end. Respond over there, not right here. Just respond over there,
And listen to here.
and also
Here to
Don't listen
here's
to
while
respond.
I'm waiting
for the end.
Listen to hear
To understand.
to
Here to
understand.
understand, yeah.
while
And seek
I'm
ye
waiting
first
for the
understanding.
end, yes. While I'm waiting for the end, I'm going to bring in everything that you're saying. And sometimes it does feel like I'm shorting myself. Like, oh, I should have said something right there. I should have. No, shut the fuck up and just fucking listen. And then let that shit marinate afterwards. Leave it off cool. Let that shit marinate and realize, oh shit, it's all good. I was wrong. I was wrong as fuck.
And I don't think it's just a woman thing sometimes. You tell somebody anything that's against their personal belief, they're going to freak the fuck out.
Or if you offend them.
Or if you offend them. And it's like, okay, then they'll come back sometimes and go, you know what, you're right, my bad. But it's like I told, I'm not going to put any names because they might be watching this. Personal in my family, I was like, your parenting style is detrimental to your children. You tell your kids, get the fuck out of my face, you're bothering me. I was like, you're telling a 7-year-old boy that his presence is somehow disrupting you. You're his mother. He doesn't have a relationship with his father. So you're his only bread and butter. And you're telling this 7-year-old boy that, get the fuck out of my face. He's going to grow up resenting and hating you or feeling like he somehow is a bother, shouldn't be taking up space. Now, her initial response to me was like, you call me a bad mom. I'm like, I'm sure there are good pieces to your motherhood, to your mothering. I'm saying I called it out because I care about you and I'm coming from a place of love.
Thank you for making a specific thing.
I'm coming it from a place of
She's good with that.
of understanding. Like from my therapy, from bringing those lessons forward, from being mothered by somebody who would. My mother would walk around the house and be like, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? If I didn't smile when I came home from school, I'd be like, yeah, they told me they had buddies on. Are we poor? Like, I was raised in that culture.
Listen,
Just say,
baby, this is
say
good,
how
baby.
you feel. Just say how you feel. And like, if your son's not able to do that, he has no strong male figure in his life. He's gonna grow up with issues that are gonna come from him. He's gonna.
And then
he's
we
gonna
raising
deal with-
boys again.
And then here we are raising boys again.
Or he gets
know.
attached to a woman who feels like his presence isn't necessary or needed. And I'm like, but that exchange, I had to handle it delicately. So I was giving it to her with honey.
Very delicate.
I'm like, you know what? This is coming, and I had to say that I'm coming from a place of love, and I'm not attacking you. I am not saying anything. I'm saying I recognize something. Do I have the freedom to speak on it?
Yeah.
I think truth is as long as it's not being weaponized. And being, I'm calling the police on you because you told the kids to fuck up, and I'm calling 241 kids. Like, I'm not weaponizing my truth.
Yeah.
I'm trying to use truth in a positive way to bring resolution to a situation.
But this context, it was in context of relationship.
Yeah, this is all in context of relationship.
Okay.
Women, yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah,
but he's
I think
switching.
it's
So I
in
gotta give you a
general.
switch.
Yeah, I gotta head down in a minute.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to switch. You made a real good point. Women can't take the cum that they come on other people with.
Oh, whoa.
One more time now.
She said
I know,
that. Did she not say
I
that?
think that's
Hey, you
man.
make that
I don't
sound
think
real
that's
nice.
shit.
Yeah, I like
You
it.
make
Hold
that
on,
sound
hold
real
on.
nice.
People can't come when they
You
come
laugh.
all over
I
everybody
see you
else's
laugh.
face.
That sounds like a soul.
Because I just think it's opposite. I don't.
We
I
gotta
don't
come
think
on
we
each other's
see
faces.
time
We
and
coming
time
on
and time
faces here.
again where like
Oh, Jesus.
men to do
Oh Jesus.
all this stuff. They can go be with this woman, that woman, this woman, that woman. The first time a woman sleep with another man, she a hoe. Men cannot take that shit. I don't care. Men
Yeah, do men
cannot take
the
it.
truth?
I think it's complete opposite. If we talk about in context
Especially
of
if we
relationship,
balance it.
if we talk about the truth, men ain't built for that. Men are not built for the shit that they do to women.
Yeah, if you
Period.
get cheated on, you would do your testicles on the
Yeah.
shit.
niggas
They are
ain't built for
not
that
built
shit at all.
for it. They're not.
going to disintegrate.
They would die.
A sin?
Yeah.
They gonna go back up in
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, what?
It's not in them.
You're gonna have two neighbors.
That's
Get
Let
in
me
the
get this
bag
bag.
real quick.
Let me
That's
get
the
this
reason
bag.
why we childbirth and they don't.
Okay,
I
yeah,
do
put
it.
a bag before you leave.
Can I just ask my question? No? Okay, here we go.
If you want to,
She said, "Can I ask my
but you gotta
question?"
leave.
I mean, shit. Why not?
That part.
Let me ask this one since
Go
I gotta
ahead.
leave. I do gotta
No,
leave.
It's dry as fuck, but it's good though. It's doing
Pretty
something.
good.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't want it because it's my question.
Girl,
It
go
just
ahead.
don't look weird.
Go ahead, say what you
All right.
gotta say. Go ahead.
This is a
This
safe
is just a
space.
thought.
This is a
Okay.
safe space.
Thank
What
you.
are y'all thoughts on open relationships?
I love open relationships.
And what does it mean to y'all?
Ooh,
Huh?
I got a lot to
Choose
say
no
on that
more.
one.
They both scared to answer. Wait a minute.
No, I
I'm
was
just-
in an
I'm
open
just
relationship.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I
I'm
was in an
just
open
kidding.
relationship, and
I'm just kidding.
I wasn't built for it.
You know what? I'll tell you like this because we've actually talked about this. Well, not like having an open relationship, but I was talking to her about so on my maternal side, on my mother's side, they're called the Tuckers. If you do your research, the first termed African American last name was Tucker. So I had to go back and do my research to find out more about the Tuckers. Once I found out that I was related to the Tuckers. Long story short, the first African Americans who came over here was from Angola, well, modern day Angola, right? Polygamy is their main thing over there.
Mhm.
Now, if you look at all the polygamous nations, they're all in Africa. Anybody who practices polygamy legally
Yeah.
is in Africa,
You ain't
right?
lying. No, you ain't
No,
lying.
it's facts.
So okay, so I got two different like handles on this, and this is like me being like very.
Because I have something about it. When I hear men say polygamy, it just makes my skin crawl.
Mhm.
Now,
It just makes my skin
now I will say this.
You dirty. You dirty.
Now,
You can't handle me halfway. All my emotions is too much.
I need all this.
But you want somebody else? Miss me. Miss me. Please miss me.
Now,
My nigga.
we talking about open relationships
Okay.
where I'm dealing with who I'm dealing with, you dealing with who you dealing with.
I
and
still want
that
to know,
just
what do
is
you
what
guys
it is, or
define?
we
Like,
talking
what's the right?
about-
What do you feel is right? What's your limitations on open relationships?
I think
Are
that's
there
case by
limitations on open
case.
It's
relationships?
definitely case
I
by
think
case.
it's
Let me
case by
just say because a lot of people, as soon as you hear open relationship, you think threesomes, foursomes,
Right.
orgies.
Right.
But you know,
Stuff.
everybody
For men.
What stuff?
I'm partial nigga. All right, let's just be real.
Yeah, me
Partial
too.
nigga.
And I
So I
know
be
when I
like-
be on
So-
that,
so-
when I'm on Deem, I know what
Hey,
I'm
so,
on.
so what's
I
your
know what
partial
I'm on.
nigga name so I know when to address you? Like
you can
OG
call me
triple OG.
AG triple OG.
Okay, AG triple OG. What's
triple OG.
happening?
That's what's happening. But but when the term open relationship happens,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like I've had my share of
Fun? Question mark?
Cheating.
open and cheating. No,
Just take her
Open.
pause
Never.
as the answer. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Let me before I even like make wing it. Okay, I was single. Okay, I was a single person having
You were dating.
experiences.
Yeah.
Dating.
And it was amazing. I can see, because of those experiences, I see why people do decide to create a unit that does build together and they stay like, they chose each other. I do see that. I get it. It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful.
It's not for
And my
everybody
thing
though.
too
It's
is
not for everybody.
Right.
But as a person in a relationship, get you mine. No, ain't no sharing. We ain't sharing shit. No, not. You don't you dare. Hey, we can go slap
this
some
is my thing.
asses.
So can I say
We
this?
can go do this, but like as a single person, I enjoyed being like a party that wasn't
Attached to the group.
Yes,
That's
that's
the part that I
single.
love.
That's
I
not an
enjoy
open
it.
I don't-
relationship.
not
I don't-
attached.
So what's your
I don't
definition of
wanna
open
be-
relationship?
I don't want to be anyone's property. I don't
That's
want
the
to
thing.
be.
It's like it's
no
hard
one's-
to like.
and I don't want to propertarize.
I don't. Yeah. Real estate. Nah, we ain't doing that. So it's like
apartment.
I get that.
I want to be a house.
I want to be a house.
I
It's
wanna
like
be a
open
bitch.
relationship and all the things that come. Obviously, if you're open relationship, come on, like there's gonna probably be some like sexual attraction that's gonna be shared and shit like that, right? So you have to be okay with that, especially if you are like individually intimate with someone. Boom, 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 right? Ironically, any relationships that I did join, they were married or a couple. And it's like, I personally, good. I don't want my boo-boo to play with. I just ain't there. I just ain't there. That's sticky. Everybody's
I was
That's why I said it
different.
depends on how you
I was
define
talking
an
to a
open
friend who had-
relationship.
who had-
Like you
And
and
it's
your
the
partner, y'all have to
definition of it.
define.
It's
You and your
It's
partner
sticky as
have to
fuck.
define what an open relationship is and what are the parameters and the rules within that. Now, if y'all establish that, then it's possible. Anything can happen and anything could work. But if your definition of open relationship, well, I'm just gonna keep what I do what I do, you do what you do, and that's how it works. I mean, that can still work too. But if that gotta be part of what
It
y'all
gotta be
established,
in
like
agreement.
She
Yeah.
said it's a compatibility thing, and that I believe 1,000,000%. Like
It's
if
a vibration
if y'all are
thing with
compatible with
anything.
whatever is gonna be,
Yeah.
then like let
Because
that
honestly, and I think for real, it's just we got to be real. If you're the type of person you want to be in an open relationship because you want to be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do, then don't be in a relationship. Don't be in an open relationship. Just say you out, you doing what you do.
You're outside.
You're outside.
I respect
If
that.
you are the type,
We outside.
and as well, if there is somebody that you are compatible with, that they're compatible with you, even if y'all don't have a title, you rock with that person, you rock with them, they're going to spend their every waking moment thinking about you, you vice versa. They're not going to be trying to call nobody to chase no tail. They calling you.
Yeah.
They're not going to be trying to, because that's the vibe. Like you said, y'all on the same vibe pattern.
It's a
So where
vibe.
you at? I want to chill with you because I know it's somebody that I can vibe with right here, right now. Why would I go searching for somebody new to vibe with when I already have that vibe, that compatibility thing? So I don't need a title. I don't need you to tell me where you at. None of that. I don't want to own you. I want you to still be free and be a person. But at the same time, I do know that there are people that I want to journey through life with. I also know that I don't feel like there's one person that I'm supposed to journey through life with. Because heretofore,
Absolutely.
I've journeyed this far, and I've been through my journey with several different individuals who I hold near and dear in different
They were
sets of my life.
necessary. Yeah, they
Very
were
necessary. And still necessary now.
Right.
My ex-girlfriend is still a very prevalent part of my life. My husband is still a very prevalent part of my life. One of my my second son's father is still a very prevalent part of my life. Some individuals that I may have dated in the past, that they're all a part of the collective. So I feel like if you take it to a place of where that's mine and I'm territorial and you better not be talking in. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm on my journey.
Right. But
Yeah,
I think in a
this
healthy
is-
relationship, you don't have that. Like we have had lots of conversations about that. Like, we don't do the whole, where you at, where you been, all that. Like now, asking questions for clarification and information. I think this is a very dangerous trait that people have, is assuming. So we'll have a conversation. I'm not going to assume anything. So I'm going to trust that what you say to me is the truth. So if you were out and you're going with your homies, see you later, bye, come back safely. Now when you come back, I might say, how was your time?
Right.
It was great.
It's that simple.
That was that. We're finished. But I'm not going to be checking every waking moment, seeing if you say you were. I don't need to do that. If I need to do that, then I'm not with the right person.
Yeah.
So I don't have that necessarily feeling of like intense, aggressive ownership. Now, like, he's mine. Don't you touch it. But I don't feel
She mean that.
I do, but I don't. I don't have no ownership, but he mine.
She mean
And
that.
don't touch it, okay? I don't own him,
I
but you don't.
Right. I don't have. I have paperwork. Like no, I don't feel that like psychotic. Like if I see you talking to somebody else, I'm gonna slash your tires and cut you in your sleep. It's like no, I want you to be your own person and do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
And I trust that you're giving me that same respect that I'm giving you. But in an open relationship, my definition of it was, I'm going to be not committed to you. I'm going to date other people. You're going to date other people, but we have a common interest in each other. But that is the feelings.
But I just feel like
change.
that's a commitment issue.
Yeah, I was
It
about to
can
say
be.
because some people's stuff is like we together, this is us, and then whatever you do when you away from me, as long as you don't bring me back nothing, as long as you ain't got no outside babies, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Those are they stipulations.
Somebody
So that's what I'm
said
saying. It
that
all
to me.
depends on how
Somebody
you.
said this, like when we together,
We
we
just-
together.
yeah, right.
I can't control what you do outside, but when we were together, you my girlfriend.
Bro, that is
But
what all these
I was
niggas
like-
out here saying.
Not you my
you
girlfriend.
just wanna
You
do-
can't put a title
I don't
on and say like you
understand that.
free, but you mine. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
That's what
I don't know.
Bro, that's some Cincinnati niggas.
That ain't some Cincinnati
She was walking
shit.
past his other girlfriend.
I said, what do you mean?
But this babe right now, because she with me.
But as long as y'all establish,
Is it your
establish
turn?
whatever y'all have to establish
Right.
within that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that's what y'all agree to, and then y'all have y'all own boundaries and definitions on what cheating inside of that would be,
Yeah.
I would just say
Then
I'm not gonna
it
take
could
as
work.
far as marriage,
but that's it. Like you said, that's like walking on eggshells.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's a
we
tricky
got
subject.
like 8 minutes left.
All right.
We're going to let Vibe get in the bag real quick, and then we're going to end it.
Right.
Yeah, this is definitely what's up.
You can bring his.
We gotta have a part 2 for this, dog.
We gotta have a part two.
Got
to.
Because you guys are all.
We ain't even get on
Right.
no phone.
I like y'all.
Okay,
Is it important to have the same spiritual beliefs as your partner?
two
Ooh.
walk together, let's say.
Oh,
How
Lord.
can two walk
If
together,
not,
let's say agree?
If you don't have the same, is it a deal breaker?
So, I can speak. I'm not going to speak heavily for you, Paris. But we grew up in the same church and church environment,
Yeah,
sister churches,
yeah.
all that shit.
For fact.
I'm talking about Pentecostal Apostolic
Come-
Hope.
hey,
you know what I'm
what
saying?
about that my seat?
Sando
Whoa, that was fake. That was
Okay, it was
fake.
fake as hell.
That's how fake y'all. That's how fake it be.
Oh, I should have bought a Nissan, but a
Ah, that was fake. I made it
Yes.
up.
Right,
all
you
that
did?
shit.
Should've bought a
Yeah,
Nissan,
yeah,
but a Honda.
Yeah, by sheep. You
I
feel
made
me?
it up. I made it up.
But that's what we grew up in. And you know what was so amazing about it, though? I can't even hold y'all.
For sure.
What was so amazing about it? Vibrations.
Yeah.
It was the vibrational presence
And
of
because we
being.
were all on one vibration.
We were all
When 2 or
here,
3 are gathered, they're
and we
but
practice it.
they got it all fucked up. But I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
We
Now,
practice
spiritually,
it in
you know
such
what I'm saying,
a-
but-
We just said the word.
Yeah,
What it
and we
was.
practiced it in such a physical, manifested way.
Yeah.
We practiced it
It wasn't
so
internal,
heavily.
It was a lot of external.
It was very external. It was
So
very,
going
like-
towards that, I would say at the end of the day, what I've come to believe, because we did come. So my foundation is apostolic, like straight Bible. But,
shit.
What I have come to learn is that at the end of the day, it's light and dark.
Period.
It is you either rocking with
I love
lightness,
you, boo.
light, or you rocking with the
I
dark.
love you, boo.
Right.
So if and because I was raised Bible, I spit Bible.
Right.
So you got to try the spirit by the spirit. If I'm rocking with you and your energy is negative, you always coming off to me a certain type of way. Every single time I'm trying to bring you some positive,
I'm out.
happy days, and you
I'm out.
I'm good.
I'm out.
And that's not even on. That's your spirit.
It's a vibration.
Mhm.
The
It ain't got
spirit,
nothing
the
to do with
frequency,
religion.
energy.
You could say that
Same
you
shit.
believe in Jesus or Buddha, but at the end of the day,
They
if
the
it's
same
not
people.
causing any spiritual manifestation where you
Another
change it,
conversation.
I ain't gonna get it. My bad, y'all. I ain't mean to
Another
cut that out there.
conversation.
I ain't mean to start the rabbit rabbit hole, but I hope you motherfuckers listen.
That's
to that.
a hell of a rabbit hole. Another conversation.
My bad, I'm back to focusing on
That's
in the
where.
middle.
That's
over
how
here.
I feel about that. I feel
But
like at the
basically-
end of the day, I used to believe that the person that I was with had to profess to be Christian in order for me to be with them.
In order for
But
it
now
to
I
be
understand.
safe, in order
Yeah.
for it to be real, in order for it to be true, in order for it to be the right thing.
But now I understand
Fuck
that it's
all
a light
that
and dark
shit.
thing. It's
Fuck all that
literally
shit.
a light and dark thing. I'm trying to spirit by the spirit. What's your vibrations? Because a lot of people in the church and anywhere. Hold on, no, because we ain't gonna do that. A lot of people. A lot of people at work. A lot of people at your job. A lot of people at your job.
Flip
A lot
all
of
this.
a lot of people. A lot of
I'm
people
about to
in
say, we ain't
the
gonna pass the
supermarket.
collection plate around?
Okay.
Okay, my bad.
A lot of
I was
people
ready
in the
for it.
supermarket, a lot of people everywhere will portray to be one thing and say that they're something else, but their actions will say something different.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, if you walk like a duck and it talk like a duck,
Baby,
bitch Affleck. That's all I'm going for. Like, that's all I'm going
Affleck.
for.
Okay.
Period. So that
She
I
said
don't
bitch
feel like
Affleck.
that's
But it sounds
No,
like
have
Ben
a-
Affleck, so I'm gonna start
same
using
religion.
that.
No, dead ass. Because okay, so I went through processes like when it was 2000. I remember very vaguely. Vaguely, yeah, it's definitely vaguely. I wanted to say vividly, but the Lord said, baby, that was vague. Okay, vaguely, it was around 2011. Okay, like I came out to church and I was like, and I had a hell of a time coming out of it. I was accused of being this, all these terrible
Well, I
things.
didn't know you left that year.
Honey,
That was the year I
yes.
graduated.
That was the year that
We
you
gotta
saw what to the, we gotta, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I came out to church in 2011, and that is when my freedom began, in my opinion. And I feel like you cannot fuck a. Okay, sorry, y'all, blasphemy, right?
No, because
Blasphemy.
It's coming.
It's coming in these next statements. Alright. Fuck a Jesus. Fuck a Buddha.
Bang!
Come on. Throw
all them.
all
Bang,
of
bang,
them.
bang. Shots fired.
Fuck all of these visual gods. Right. In my opinion. Excuse me. I am so sorry, y'all.
visual.
I told y'all
guys.
busy
I got you.
blasphemy was coming.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You put the disclaimer on there.
Fuck all
Go
that
ahead.
shit. At the end of the day, is you is or is you ain't. It's very clear. Is it light or is it dark?
Religion
And-
is made
and
to divide.
It is
period.
made to divide, and it's the thing. Like when you get to a point where you are ready to like hold everything together and be like, "Hey, I don't even know that this is dark unless I've ever seen light.
Right.
I don't even realize that this is light
Which is
unless
the reason
I've
why
seen
you gotta
dark."
have that foundation.
Balance.
So I'm grateful
With
for that
relationships, balance. With everything that you deal with, balance. Everything has a yin and yang. Okay, every
Libra
single
gang.
fucking thing.
I'm not gonna say
Balance.
balance. I'm gonna say harmony. And I say harmony because
Oh, I like
whatever
that
your
too.
harmony is, your balance.
well, not,
Yeah,
not
whatever your
necessarily.
balance
You
is,
can't be
harmony.
you can't be
You
in
can't be in
harmony
harmony
if you
if
ain't
you're
got
off
the balance.
balance.
Well,
You
let
know,
me
to get the
explain.
voice has got to
It's-
level out.
Let me explain.
It's synonymous.
Balance
It's
means that
synonymous.
there's two equal parts,
It's two different things,
right?
Harmony and balance.
Harmony.
You have
Okay,
to
Vibrating
whatever.
on the same
Balance
level.
inside of a relationship. You got a
Destiny's
man and
Child.
woman. That's
Destiny's Child. Who stands out in the harmony?
Say it again?
You right.
Destiny's Child. Who stands out
First
in the
off,
harmony?
as
Y'all
a
can
vocal
both be
major,
toxic.
as
Y'all
a
can
vocal
both be
major of
toxic
9
and be
years,
together.
nobody should stand out in
There
the
should
harmony.
be
I was about to
harmony.
say,
First
yeah.
of all, that's
there
number
is no
one.
stand, there
If
is
you
no
harmonize,
lead in a
nobody
harmony.
should stand out. It's a
It's
harmony.
all
right
equal
there.
That's what I'm
voices.
saying.
It's
It's
all balance.
harmony
It's
and not
balance.
balance.
You
It should
cannot,
be
you
harmony.
cannot be
She was
imbalanced in a
definitely
harmony.
fighting for
You
that.
know this. It's like, nah.
Which is the reason why
Harmony,
Beyonce had
harmony,
He knows this.
harmonizing flows in and out of
She
each
wanted
other.
it.
She wanted it.
Like
Somebody's
harmony
vocals is
within a
turned down.
relationship is balance. Just like you got masculine and
As a
feminine,
producer.
it's a cycle and it flows in between two, and it shouldn't be stagnated. It should be when one expands, the other one contracts, and when the other one contracts, the other one expands in order to complete the greater whole. Harmony is you got your elements, I got my elements. We come together and we are able to complete each other and fill each other in, but expand when it's time to expand and contract when it's time to contract. Equal is like, okay, I'm gonna hold my part, you hold your part. And if you can't hold your part, the shit go fall apart.
Understood. Understood.
It has to be
I hear you.
harmony, not balance.
What was the question?
It's
Is
your
it a problem
religion.
if y'all got two different types of spirituality?
What
So
do you
I
think,
think-
Vibe?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Please.
Here's your take.
I don't.
Hey,
He
put
said, hey,
your-
everybody, I'm here. High five.
Nah,
Nice
I'm
to
cool.
meet
I'm
y'all.
cool with letting y'all talk.
Nah,
I'm an
you're
old dude, so
Right,
I
people
I
realize
done said a bunch of stuff for years.
You can't say an old dude in the panel of black people. Everybody looks 12 or 15.
Exactly. He
Black
was
don't
at
count.
28. Talk about I'm old.
But
We all look, 20,
it's what you're saying. It's about what's inside of you. It ain't got nothing. That religious shit is bullshit.
It's
Right.
dead.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever path you took to get to some type of understanding, respect on that.
Respect that part.
But once you get through it,
Respect.
when you get to a certain point, it's like it ain't about Allah, it ain't about Jesus, it ain't about none of that shit. Because if inside of you fucked up and you a bad person,
That's it.
all you're doing is making that religion look bad.
You making
That's
Jesus
it.
and Buddha
That's
and
it.
all
Claiming
them
all-
look
you know what I'm
bad.
saying? So
Saying
it's-
I'm a
that's on
Christian
fact.
and you sitting up here still fucking around on your neighbor and doing all that other
Yeah.
shit.
What's that nigga name?
It's about
Jackson.
whatever- it's
Oh,
it's
these-
about
Ooh,
what your
Jackson.
nature is.
Jackson. Oh.
I love
Y'all
y'all
shooting
people.
today. Y'all
He's
shooting
praying
today.
that
Yes.
Jesus. He's
Hey,
praying that
real